Sorry, guys. That was a terrible version. I don't know who the hell that was. I'm trying to do something over here. I'm busy. I'm in the zone, babe. But that was god awful. Oh my god. I think the version I'm looking for is called Michelle Branch Game of Love, and it's gonna be called like Ultimix or something. Ultimix, because I know. There it is. All right, let me finish out what I'm doing. Hold on. Oh yeah. When I was growing up, I got something about noses. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's something about a nose that just, my wife is like, do you like my nose? I love your nose. Like, I'm Sarah Bareilles, my girl, a nose. Michelle Branch had a little fat nose. I don't know what it is, bros. I don't know, but they're cute. Little cutie. She's a little bit cute. Anyway, back to Marant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I do want to say thank you for the super chat there. His name is the Muslim. Is that what your name is? The Muslim? I mean, the Muslim man. Hi. And he says, what's up, Marantz? I've been busy the last 3 weeks, and I haven't been able to watch any of your videos, but I noticed that the market is crashing, the Bitcoin is crashing. Could you give a short explanation what happened this past month? You mean what happened today? Okay. We're going to go over a lot tonight. It's a long episode. Sorry to break it to you, but Here's what I want to. Here's how I'm going to explain it to you, Muslim man. Okay. Here's how I want to explain it to you. Let me give you a reference here. Okay. Let me show you something. Check out my man here. My man here is going to explain, and this is Neil deGrasse. He's going to explain what a rocket is. Okay. This is a rocket.
Back when we launched the space shuttle, notice there are 3 fuel tanks. These are the solid rocket boosters, the one on the side. That's solid fuel. When it ignites, this thing takes off. The big tank has liquid fuel that you can throttle. The large tank grants you the control you want, accessing orbit. The solid rocket boosters get you off the ground. I mean, all 3 engines will do that, but liquid fuel is actually turned on before the count gets to 0. That's the first set of flames you see, but nothing's going anywhere yet until the solid rocket boosters kick in. For decades, we'd launch rockets, and the rocket boosters, these are stages of the rocket that are filled entirely with fuel. When they are spent, there's no need for the rest of the rocket system to continue to drag it to its destination. And in the United States, our preeminent launch location is Florida, and we launch east in the same direction that Earth rotates. In that way, we have extra speed endowed by the rotating Earth in order to get to orbit. What are you over after you launch from Florida? You're over the Atlantic Ocean. So you just drop the boosters in the ocean and keep going. It would just be garbage at the bottom of the ocean. Back when we launched the space shuttle.
All right. So why am I showing you a rocket? Why I show you a rocket? Any wild guess out here? The most magnificent thing ever built was the rocket, the space shuttle. The one they say we landed on the moon, or the one that orbits Earth. It's a rocket, right? Cool. About how many pieces do you think make up a rocket? If I had to show you, go look at it again, and you see how many visible pieces of the rocket do you see? You probably see 5, 100 thrusters, the windshields. You see stuff, right? Maybe 150 parts. Who knows? 1.2 million objects make up the space shuttle. 1.2 million. It's a magnificent number. It's mind-boggling. How about a car? A car. I want to buy parts. I want to build a car. How many parts to a car? 30,000? 40,000? How many do you see? Less than 100? I see a windshield, I see this, I see that. You don't see every piece. You might see the optics, the bigger parts of things. People might just give you the numbers in front of you. Here is GameStop. GameStop has lost revenue over the last X amount of quarters, over the last X amount of years. That's the part you see. Roaring Kitty Keith Gill said this, and it runs through my head almost weekly. He said, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. And made me start thinking, like visually, in life, in your careers, in your family life. People don't see all the moving parts. They don't see all the stuff happening behind the scenes. They just see the parts that are given. Your family's no different. Your kids probably see you and they go, how the hell do we have all this? They don't even realize they have electricity, running water. They have food in the fridge. They don't know how it all happens, right? The same thing's happening on the stock market. On this stock market, right now, you're being told that the AI dollar is undefeated. A couple things have happened to me in life. You know what life has taught me or proven to me? Life has proven to me that I can't be beat. That's it. I'm a forever winner. No matter how bad it gets, no matter how, and what have I always told you guys? We've all survived 100% of our worst days. So no matter how bad it gets, I go, I'm going to win. I'm going to figure this out. This investment called Nvidia, the one that's lying to the world, we're going to go over the details in a minute. We're going to go over the whole 10Q. And you're going to say, Marantz, this is a GameStop channel. I'm going to tell you it's not. This is an investment, information, education channel. And I'm going to explain to you how you are being manipulated and lied to. How you are seeing a rocket in parts and pieces, but you're not seeing the whole engine on the inside. Just not. I could say the same for GameStop. You know, people say, oh, it's a dying brick and mortar retail company. And yet here they are with 18,600 cards online that they're churning through, they're burning through. And it's perfect for what they're doing. They have so many moving parts behind the scenes. Ryan Cohen is getting ready to drop the hammer onto people. He's about to connect all the lines and finish off this Tetris piece. It wouldn't matter. All the things that you want to be positive about your investment is right now. It's today. You're kidding, right? We're going to talk, like I said, we're going to talk about Nvidia, but I want to talk about GameStop first. I showed you my position. I showed you where I'm at. It's fine. It's forever growing. I have a goal. I want to hit 2,500 by the end of the year. 2,500 shares. How am I going to get there? I got to take my time. It's Christmas. It's Thanksgiving. Wifey put the clamps on me. Said, "Hey, baby, we got things to do. I want kitchen. I want floors. I want a new bathroom. I want a new roof. I need a new seal. I want paint the house. I'm like, whoa. We're supposed to do that after." Wifey said no. I said, okay. I said, Mama, go get those quotes. We'll do one at a time. I'm a student of Marantz School of Finance. Robert, that means you're extremely intelligent. You know, there's not many times in my day that I get to tell people I know something that they don't know. Because I'm surrounded by a lot of smart people. I mean, hell, even in my own household. My wife's extremely intelligent, and then every time I go to the internet, I'm reminded just how smart we really are. I look around, trust me. I go see it, and I see Twitter, and I see comments in the videos, and everyone's throwing dirt on my name. That's okay. Keep throwing dirt on me, because people are going to keep digging me. That's what I say to dirt on me. I'm okay with it. I am. Somebody said, Marantz, why are you buying the bags at GameStop? These are at $19.94 today, 1993, 1992, all of which were good years. I saw some shares go out at 1992, 1993, and 1995. Those were great years. I'll let you guess who won the Super Bowl in those years. It was one Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Nate Newton, Jay Novacek. Oh, yeah. It's like that. Have you met Alvin Harper? No? You don't remember? Maybe I'm the only one. But when it comes to investing, obviously I trust all of you guys. I trust your info, and I trust what we do. Carter, I trust you, brother. I trust everyone in the chat, everyone in our Discord Team 51. You know who you are. Appreciate you guys so much. 94. Nobody gives a damn about the 49ers. They had to go buy it. It was gross. Shout out to my boy Almo going to work. Everybody's always asking, where's Marantz? But nobody ever asks, how is Marantz? Alex P, I'm doing well, thank you. You know, I met this guy. I met this guy on Twitter, and he's blowing me up, sending me message after message and telling me what to talk about on the show, and he's giving me info. This just happened this week. Let me go check to see if it's still all there. If I didn't delete it all, I'll show it to you. It absolutely blows my mind that people think they can talk to me, right? About what they want me to talk about. Oh, is it still here? Hope this makes sense, Marantz. Is that him? You're wasting your time talking about reverse stock splits. Oh, that's that guy. Yeah, one random guy did that. Oh, is this guy? Just wanted to make sure you get the website. No, where did this guy go? Where did he message me at? Somebody messaged me like crazy. I'm trying to find it. I don't know where it is. Oh, you know what? Probably Discord. Probably Discord. Look at that. Yep, it was Discord. All right, so let me show you what I got to deal with every day. Okay, guys? Just so that you guys can figure out what I'm dealing with. This is someone from the Discord. I don't know this guy a day in my life. His name is Zujo. And he just keeps typing to me. Marantz, I have a gift for you. Okay, I didn't ask for a gift. Then he says over here, building the ultimate crash recovery portfolio. Hey, I have a list of potential crash recovery stocks. They all have to do with supply chains, metals, lumber, chemical, construction material, heavy machinery, transportation, and logistics. Don't know if you want it. Figured I could go over it sometime during an episode. So you want to talk about what the recovery stocks will be, what we should be investing in next, what we should buy next. See, this is the shit I get in my Discord. Let me explain something to you guys. For those of you that try to send messages to me about what we should talk about financially, I know people are trying to get to the GameStop investors because they just want to. Fishy, thank you again, bro. 5 free memberships for the show. Appreciate you. Must be a bot. No, this guy's been texting me forever, right? Speaking of gifts, this guy's wild, bro. My chances of winning the Switch are getting diluted. We will be giving away a Switch too on Thanksgiving. Maybe the day before or the day after or the day. I don't know. It's right there on one of those days. You know what? It might be Black Friday. I don't know. I'll try to do it Thanksgiving Day for sure. But we're definitely giving away a Switch 2. Switch 2, Pokemon game, controller, everything. Boom. How do you enter to win the Switch? Alex P, you just have to be a member of the show. And you are a paid member of the show. If you're a member of the show, you get on the wheel. So I'm going to be typing up the whole list of names on the wheel the night before. So we'll get that in for all you guys who want to win a Switch 2. You must be present to win. I will tell you that. So anyway, we're giving that away, and we're giving away a whatever that thing is, Dan, chromatic Game Boy thing. Marantz Pokemon slabs included. I'm doing something different with the Pokemon slabs and the cards. Lions of all trades. I'm actually giving them away. We're going to be doing a giveaway. My wife and I, we're going to go to the mall for Christmas, and I'm going to surprise some kids for Christmas and give them some stuff. I just got to put it all together. I got some stuff to give away, so I want to make some kids' days. Get them started on the collection for Christmas. We'll do something like that. All right. So, what was I saying? This guy sent me messages. Okay. Thank you. I want to tell you to your face over here, anybody who's messaging me about what we should talk about in this channel and or what's the next investment and all that bullshit you do. I trust 2 people in this world. Okay. Me and not you. Just know that. So please, stop texting me. Stop sending me messages. I'm never going to talk about recovery stocks or whatever you think I want to talk about. Okay? I'm GameStop, babe. I'm GameStop and exposing the truth. And that's that. Somebody write that down. I trust 2 people in this world. Yeah, I guess. I was going to look up, I go all day, like sitting there writing notes, and then I never know what I said. Because I'm constantly thinking while I'm working throughout my day. And I never know how how it all goes down. We're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to go over some stuff right now. I just want to make sure I've talked to you guys about everything I want to talk about before we start doing it all. See, because I write down like one word, and it triggers me. And I'll write down the word, and I'll go, boop. I'll be like, all right, I remember why I wrote that. It's called Marant's Rants. Shout out to Lion of All Trades. Yep. 3 people. Me, myself, and I. Yep. Got that too. Oh, I was going to play that song? Is that why I wrote that down? I think that's why I wrote that down. Okay. I'll leave that one for later. Yeah, that's just something I was doing. They were like, I had said something and it sounded like I said, do you know how to do this? They're like, no. I said, well, if the learner hasn't learned, the teacher hasn't taught. So I was like, okay, let's go. I'm going to teach you how to do something today. You're going to learn today. You're going to learn what a balance sheet is today. Let's go do it. All right, so let's go to the websites, guys. Let's figure this all out. We have a lot to look at tonight. First, we'll go to GameStop website. GameStop crowdsourcing the info, guys. As you know, we go cruise this website for PSA graded cards. We are at one point under 1,000 cards just 2 months ago. We're now at 18,622 cards. Phenomenal. Look at this one. The new Mega, the hit of the whole set. You don't even have to buy all these ETBs and everything else. It's right here. Mega Lucaro. Gold, EX, PSA 10, Mega Hyper Rare. I got to know how these guys get them all early. I don't know how they got them early. When this Evolution just came out, like the Mega Evolution just came out like a month ago, 2 months ago. This thing already got graded and it's back. These guys are awesome. $1,600. Phenomies. Power packs. Woo, baby. Look at your boy. Your boy is sitting on, let's see, I'm sitting on Michael Jordan. I got 2 offers? Hold on. Tony Gwynn and Dan Schneider. Now, Tony Gwynn and Dan Schneider, they're just going to sit there. I got 2. Let me review this offer. So, hold on. So, I got a $22 payout there. I don't want that offer. I want the other offer. Where's the other offer? Why does it say I got 2 offers? Where's the other offer? Bro. I know I got 2 offers because this damn thing is worth $50. You see? PSA is willing to give me $50, 40 to 60. GameStop's giving me 22. I'm not taking 22. I'm going to wait. I just got to wait. Offer expires in 5 days. So I just wait 5 more days and I'll double my money. I'm in no rush. Am I selling a Michael Jordan card? Michael Jordan's on the back side right here. PSA 10, Michael Jordan. Hell yeah, I'm selling it. I'm a Kobe fan. I don't even like Jordan. But I'll wait till I double my money on that card. I'm good on it. All right, Nvidia. Oh, this is going to be a grind right now. Let's go see what they have to say first.
Fox Business Alert, the 1,000-point market swing where the early rally was completely torched has investors' heads spinning. But Nvidia's Jensen Huang is looking skyward after his company's third-quarter earnings smashed expectations. Now, look, let's be clear. Nvidia has not escaped being bitten by the jaws of today's volatility. At its highs, it was at 196. It's at 181 right now, lost 5% of gains and is now down 2.6%. But the AI Chip King's revenue surge shows its business is charging forward. It is the premier seller of the brains running the AI world's ambitions, and that's without access to China's $50 billion chip market. I spoke with the leader of the $4.5 trillion company from Washington, D.C., where he was conspicuously missing his leather jacket for.
We're going to deal with Jensen Huang in a minute, okay? I'm going to show you something because somebody asked this question. Muslim man, you asked this question. I'm going to answer it for you. You're going to get the theme song, Marant's Rants. You're going to get it in a minute, Michael Venuti. But I'm relaxing for a minute because I want to show you a chart. The chart that really matters, right? The VIX, the volatility index. This actually tracks volatility on the market. And as you can see, we have opened up a can of worms on the 1 hour. On the daily, this is your VIX. Now, volatility on the VIX, this can do, just so that you're clear, like if you guys are like thinking about what this really means, this means rotation, okay? Rotation on the market, meaning people, investors, are rotating their funds out of certain investments and into other things. So when you have a rotation out of, like you saw happen in crypto, you saw it happen in Nvidia today, but you didn't see a couple of different companies tank. You didn't see Apple tank. You didn't see Google tank. And you didn't see, I would even say Costco. Costco didn't tank. It's already down, but it's flat, it's sideways at this point. And GameStop. GameStop didn't tank. And I know people are looking at it saying, "Oh my God, it's so far down. It's at 1995 or whatever." No. Let me tell you guys. This stock today dropped 2%. All right, this is GameStop. If you think that this is a down to the ground, can't get back, then you don't know what's going on with this company. The fact that I could buy GameStop right now and the market cap is $8.93 billion. 8.93. That is not even their cash plus Bitcoin value. They have inventory. They have plants and property. They have earnings. They're a profitable company. There's a lot to look at GameStop to get that price. There is not a better value for growth and turnaround that I have yet to see on this market. And I can type in Nvidia, who just came out to be the darling of the whole stock market. And Nvidia is trading at a 40 on, what is this? PE ratio 41 forecast. Currently trading at 51 PE. Yeah, 50x times the earnings. If GameStop were to get 50x times the earnings, they'd be a $40 stock approaching the S&P 500. This is extremely overvalued at the moment. Certainly because those profits aren't real, but we'll talk about that in a minute, a different way. But I just wanted you to see the value for what GameStop is versus anyone else out there. And I'll challenge every stock in the world. I don't care who they are. I don't care where they come from. There's not a better run company and a better value investment than GameStop. Go find one. I challenge everyone in the chat, everyone in the world, everyone in America to come talk to me. Find me a better investment than GameStop. Dollar for dollar, I'm with you 100%. Let's go talk about it. And if you find one, maybe we'll buy it next lifetime.
For an appearance at the U.S. Saudi Investment Forum, considering his blowout third quarter report, I asked Jensen how the current quarter looks, when and how smoothly will NVIDIA's new Rubin chip roll out, and whether he's worried about an OpenAI bubble. Jensen, thanks so much for joining us. Wow, I mean, you posted the biggest beat in years, raised guidance.
Already looks like a criminal.
1.2 billion of your 57 billion revenue number came from the data center chip sales. That is just monstrous. I'm so curious to know, what's the largest single order to date that you've gotten?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. They're all in the billions. You know, they all have to be in the billions in order to add up to 51. And so I don't know exactly which one. But one of the things that is really great about NVIDIA's architecture is that we're so diversified. You know, we run all AI is not just one thing. It's not.
That's crazy. You don't know your biggest order on AI chips if they're all in the billions? And then you're saying it's diversified when $50 billion come from data centers? You made $57 billion allegedly. You know what I'm guessing? I'm guessing these orders don't even exist. I don't know if you guys read it, but they said, "Oh no, we're going to read it all. Don't worry."
Not just one language model or one chatbot. AI is a system of models, and you could use it for, of course, chatbots, but you could also use it for physics and biology and chemistry and, of course, robotics and self-driving cars. And even within language models, there's so many different architectures. NVIDIA's architecture is the only one in the world that runs literally everything. And yesterday, we announced a big partnership with Anthropic, and now we're the only architecture in the world that runs every single premier AI model, as well as every single open source model, and of course, every single version, modality of model.
So, just so we're clear, they have their dollars tied into every single AI investment, and that's because they're propping up their own investments, their own customers. I've never seen anything like this in my life. It would be like if GameStop gave us all a stimulus check to investors to buy their products. That's the equivalent of what Nvidia is doing. They're giving every business money to buy their products. It's that simple. It's that simple. And I would even tell you this. If I was running like a plumber, like I'm a plumber, I own a plumbing company, and I decided that, you know what, I'm the only shop in town, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sell everything I do $10. Every time I go, it's $10. The trip charge is $10. Then everyone's going to call and go, oh my God, they're $10. This is the greatest deal of all time. The demand is so overwhelming, right? Cool. Well, what happens when we run out of toilets to service? There's no more toilet. The demand, I have to make the demand. I actually have to go build homes and toilets so I can work them at this rate. There's not enough. That's my point. Excuse me for the poor analogies, but there's not enough money and there's not enough customers to make this world go round because there's not enough energy. There's not enough infrastructure. There could be all of the need and the want that they're generating themselves. They are playing this game. And I would tell you they're factually lying because accounts receivable gave it away this morning to me. When accounts receivable makes up 59% of their revenue, then you have to go and look at what it used to be a year ago. It was 45%. It's as if the demand has shrunk and they're inflating the demand by saying, well, they're just receivables. If your whole company is run on receivables, meaning revenue waiting to get to you, how are we calling it cash today? Don't worry, we'll get to that.
And so our versatility makes it possible for us to have a lot of different customers. And for all of those customers, we can bring them a lot of other customers that ultimately use their cloud capabilities.
Yeah, it feels like all roads are leading to Nvidia. How are orders for your next generation chip, the Rubin, trending? And are you still on track to ship them at the end of 2026?
Well, I announced at GTC that starting this year, because we started shipping Blackwells, over the course of this year through the end of next year, we have visibility of $500 billion worth of Blackwell and Vera Rubin.
Great. Who? Here, I'll play your game, Jensen Hung. Who? Who is buying $500 billion? Who has $500 billion cash to buy whatever the hell you're talking about? I'm going to go and look at all the companies that exist. Microsoft, Oracle, OpenAI, and I'm going to show you how much money you have pledged to them. And then those in turn are making, I guess, they're buying from you. Am I the only one watching? I'm not the only one watching. I think that's why the market sold off today. It was the first day of forever. Let's watch.
And we'll start shipping Vera Rubin in Q3 timeframe of next year. The silicon is back. It is working wonderfully. Engineers across NVIDIA are bringing up the system. It's doing it beautifully. And we're on track for volume production in the Q3 timeframe of next year. In the meantime, I announced that we have $500 billion worth of visibility. But in the last 30 days, we announced some major new wins that were not included in that $500 billion. So we're adding, of course, the Anthropic opportunity. We're adding Elon's xAI now being deployed in Saudi Arabia. We announced a partnership with Humane, and those GPUs have been licensed, and they're going to be deploying in Saudi Arabia. And we also announced that AWS is going to also build 150,000 GPU AI infrastructure in Saudi Arabia. All of those are all net new. And so orders are still coming in. And so this is going to be a pretty busy year for us the next year.
It sounds like then the current quarter is going to be crazy good. Can I say that? What do you think?
Well, we guided to a much larger quarter next quarter. And so the guidance that we provided is crazy good. I would agree with that. And but we're in the beginning of a very long-term build-out of the fundamental infrastructure of humanity, which is computing.
I love it. I love it. This reminds me of the dot-com bubble when Cisco was building the whole infrastructure. We're talking about laying out fiber optics to everywhere, Ethernet, right? DSL. They were like, you know what? We can do phone lines, but we're going to go with Ethernet now. And they rerouted everything. You know what? People went bankrupt by doing that. Just like the railroads. People laid out railroads, they went bankrupt. Then someone came in and bought the infrastructure from you. You are going to go bankrupt. There's not an AI company out there right now. I believe AOC posted 95% of all AI companies, they produce zero returns. Yeah, I don't give a shit about Nvidia. Listen, Nvidia, I want you to know something, Jensen. You're speaking out of both sides of your mouth. You're telling me that the demand for Blackwell is so demanding, and in the same turn, you're telling us that by next year, you're going to start doing a new chip, the Rubin chip, and these guys already have orders for them. Or are they ordering Blackwell? Which one are they ordering? Because you're calling it revenue now. I'll show you.
As you know, we reinvented computing for the first time in 60, 70 years. And so all of the computers that have been installed around the world is being modernized to accelerated computing, NVIDIA's GPUs, and to artificial intelligence. And so this build out is going to last us many years to come.
It was exactly a year ago, and this is why I ask about Rubin orders, et cetera, because it was a year ago that you and I spoke about the problem a lot of companies wish they had. Blackwell orders were pouring in from the firehouse so fast, demand outweighed supply. What specifically have you changed to prevent any bottlenecks when Rubin rolls off the Taiwan semi-assembly line?
Well, we're not going to be caught flat-footed too many times. And we now have a much better understanding of the scale.
Yeah.
And the breadth, the diversity of our customer base. We've done a really good job planning our supply chain. We now have the largest supply chain of any company in the world. We work with TSMC, of course, manufacturing in Taiwan.
Why does this not sound crazy to people? They're telling you they're selling off $100 billion of Blackwell chips, and they're going to sell another 100 billion, 200, 300 billion, 500 billion of Rubin chips a year later. It's as if people are buying the unfinished product, the inferior product. And now the demand's going to be so great, and you are ready to distribute it. So which one are we buying, and which one do we get to write off? Anybody know about this? You got to have an asset write-off. There's this thing in finance, EBITDA. Right? Somebody do it for me. Earnings before interest, taxes, and amortization. Tell me where your depreciated asset falls in line there. Because I can tell you, Jensen Hung, you guys are writing the checkbook for America and the world. Now we're doing Saudi money coming folded in, and that's supposed to give your investors, remember what he's doing. He's throwing names out there to sensationalize what they do. This is the first time I'm watching this interview. This was in our Discord. Somebody posted it and I grabbed it. I have not seen this. But he is throwing names out there. Elon Musk, Anthropic. This is what we're doing. This is the next step. Saudi Arabia, oil money. I get it. You want everyone invested. I'm going to tell you something about you, Jensen, that I know the truth. Why are we not talking about the people that sold their positions at the high? Like Peter Thiel. Like SoftBank. Nobody wants to be caught holding this bag. The truth is coming out. Something I learned a long time ago. And something I learned a long time ago. It said, gotta have a really good memory if you're gonna start lying. You see me, I've been on the internet 5 straight years, every day posting. For 5 years I've been doing videos and stuff. Almost 5 years now, right? I mean, I don't know, what is it, 4.5 officially? I gotta look. I say 5.5. I inflate the number. It's 4.5. Cool. I'm making videos 4.5 years. Thousands of videos, Jensen. I'm telling you, man. If I lied to the people, I'd be exposed by now. If I second step, somebody would, they're recording everything. They're posting everything. If you're going to lie, you better have a great memory. What I've told everybody, I never have to remember what I said because I only speak facts. You don't look like you're speaking facts to me. It looks like you forget the things you've said before. Even now, the things you're saying today, I don't believe. I have this thing about where I read people and I listen to people and I go, oh, wait a minute. The bullshit detector's going off right here. Let's find out. Let's see if I'm right.
And then also, very proudly, for the first time here in the United States, we work with every single memory vendor now. We have 3 different sources, 3 gigantic sources of really complicated memory. And every system maker in the world are partnering with us. And so we've been planning for the Vera Rubin launch, and we've done a really good job getting set up for that. It's going to be a really big year next year.
So in September, you made a minor investment in Intel. Would you consider moving some of your physical manufacturing to Intel's foundry business? I mean, just to spread your bets?
Well, the most important thing we could do for Intel is something that only we can do. We could create opportunities for the Intel architecture and not only help them build products that are unique in the world, connecting NVIDIA's ecosystem to the Intel ecosystem, but also be a really large customer of Intel's. And so we are able to do something that nobody else can. We also invested in them, as you know, and it's a great honor for us to be able to invest in one of the United States' great companies, and we want American semiconductor companies to be strong.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think you bought into Intel because the U.S. government bought in. And I think it was hey, you invest with us. You help hold these guys up. We're making an investment in there. It's one of these unspoken things that happen out here. I mean, it makes 0 sense, but go ahead. They're 2 separate products, but I think whatever the U.S. is doing, then other people are doing, right? Because the government's buying into companies right now. Like I told you what happened with that minerals company from Canada. It's just John Paulson. Intel, U.S. goes in, holds up a company, holds them, pins them up. You guys go in there and say, yeah, well, we'll go and put it. You didn't commit too much to it. Intel's not a massive. You guys could buy the whole damn company. You guys are $5.1 trillion you were. You could leverage everything. Just you could buy it yourself, Mr. I'm worth $100 billion. Yeah. But nope. You want us to believe that you are posting the biggest numbers of all time, all while selling the most shares I've ever seen in my life. Over $2 billion worth of shares this guy has sold.
And this is something that we can do.
None of the chips that you are selling right now are going to China, at least not through legal channels. There is the black market, certainly. But, I mean, ByteDance, Tencent, they used to buy hundreds of thousands of your chips, but President Trump is still curbing advanced chip exports to China. Read your chips. And on the Chinese side, President Xi Jinping has basically called for a fatwa on U.S.-made chips. So what can you do? You're in D.C. right now. You speak to President Trump. What light has he given you for the end of the tunnel when you can eventually sell to China again?
You're right that we haven't sold anything to China. Remember, NVIDIA's chips are not little tiny potato chips. These are 2 tons. Each one of our GPUs is a rack that's 2 tons large, or even the smaller versions of our racks are hundreds of pounds. And so it's not easy to smuggle. It's also requires really complicated networking and really complicated software. So it's not something that's easily smuggled. People talk about smuggling, but it's incredibly hard to do. And we chase down every opportunity, every single time that somebody's reported something.
So hold on. So you're saying you figured out how to smuggle? You actually thought about it? You talked about it? This is not easy to do. What does he think? Does he think like cargo ships full of shit doesn't come across from China every day? Like billions? Millions? Have you ever seen a cargo ship, bro? You're embarrassing right now, Jensen. Oh, I'm so sorry. You didn't FedEx it? You didn't use UPS? My bad, bro. DHL? No.
something, and it's just not been true. And so I think but separately, our situation currently is that it is clear that we really need America to go back into the Chinese market to be able to compete there. It's good for the American people. It's good for the American tech stack. It's also good that we able to compete in China. So
Bullshit. It's good for you, dude. You're running out of customers. People are running out of money. You need new money. You need more people for the Ponzi scheme. Lack thereof. Lack of a better term. Allegedly. I'll say all of that. Who are you trying to fool? America needs to get back to China. China's your competition, you dumb fuck. China's going to beat you. China's going to overtake you. And I already saw the signs. Don't worry. I'll explain.
So that we could also win around the world. And so I think it's great for America to be able to go back into China. It's also really good for China market to be able to access the world's best technologies. It's good for their ecosystem. It's good for their industry. And so somehow we're going to continue to advocate and inform both governments. And, at the moment, I'm forecasting China's sales to be zero. It's zero for next quarter, it's zero for the quarter after that. We're assuming it's going to be zero. If we're able to break through on both sides of the ocean and with both governments, of course, China is going to be a very large market. It's about $50 billion this year. By the end of the decade, it's probably $150, $200 billion large, considering how fast AI is growing.
Okay, this is getting ridiculous now. Now this is getting ridiculous. For you to say that China is a large market and you have to have it, and then you said by the end of the decade and or by the end of a couple of years, $50 billion. That's it? I know $50 billion is a lot of money, but you're telling us you got $500 billion waiting for next year. Oh, from filming, what, 10%? That's all China is to you? I think China's way bigger than that to you. I think because your numbers aren't real. I think you get excited about 50 billion because you're lying about the 100 billion. The 300 billion committed to OpenAI. I know the bullshit. You just fucked up. I'm a detective. I do this. You just said, China, boom, 50 billion. We need it. It's massive. No, it's not. 50 billion is nothing. According to you, 500 billion, half a trillion. Such a liar.
It is really unfortunate that the American companies can't participate in that. It's a very significant source of revenue. That revenue would allow us to invest even stronger, even faster. And so I hope that we'll have the opportunity to go back in. But at the moment, we just have to assume it's zero.
All right. I do have to ask you because this has come up, and this is not going to be a surprise to you that I'm asking about it. But there's some questions about these round-tripping deals that really start to look, well, the term everybody's using is circular, but they're related party transactions. Even your own filings have said that you have basically increasingly concentrated sales to last quarter, it was 6 customers. There are filings that saying this quarter, it's now 4 big customers. I know you're not going to tell me who those customers are, but it's pretty obvious they're very much the hyperscalers. What if any of these companies, Jensen, suddenly scales back for whatever reason? Have you modeled for that? Because it could spook the markets. And again, people are asking this question about, Nvidia gave OpenAI $100 billion, and in turn, OpenAI is going to buy your chips with ostensibly some of that money. It's a question. Tell people why they shouldn't be worried.
First of all, we haven't given a penny yet. And all of the revenues that we're projecting for next quarter and for next year, if you just think about the level of investment that we would make in each tranche, and none of it is forecasted at the moment in the $500 billion that I'm talking about, the investments that we're making is a tiny percentage of our overall revenues. They have to go raise the vast majority of the funding that they need. It's raising through equity, through other investors. And of course, every single round has been oversubscribed for OpenAI and for Anthropic. And
Whoa. So let me get this right, Jensen. Because you're co-signing for a car. Oh. Is that it? You're co-signing, right? You're putting the down payment? I mean, what is it that you're doing? You've committed large numbers to sensationalize markets, to give you an increase, just so that everyone's clear. Nvidia got a what? A 4% run when they announced they were putting in 300 billion, 100 billion into OpenAI, and OpenAI was getting 300 billion from Oracle, and that was an 8% run, a 4% run. Now it's all taken back after earnings, after record-breaking earnings. You see, I would believe you. I would believe you if I was stupid. But then I look at CoreWeave. I look at a small company, privately funded. Maybe you forgot CoreWeave was a private investment before it was public. Let's go. I'm not good at this stuff. You guys know that. I'm not really good, but let's go look at CoreWeave. CoreWeave. Private equity. I'm not good. So let's see this. Blackstone, Magitar Capital. Let's see. It says here, a global investment manager that led CoreWeave's 1.1 billion Series C investment in May 2024, which valued the company at $19 billion. Blackstone participated in significant debt financing for CoreWeave. August 2023, co-led 2.3 billion debt financing. The co-led 7.5 billion debt facility alongside Magitar. So, here's my point. When I look at all of this private equity money, I just saw 7.5, 2.3, 1.1. I'm seeing $11 billion of debt by private equity to pump a company to get a valuation straight out the gate. I put CoreWave, but it's Weave. And now we're sitting at CoreWeave and we're looking at it and it has value, market cap of 35 billion. So the dudes who put at 1.1 billion at a $19 billion valuation doubled the value. Instantly they went public. What did they do? Well, let's go look at year to date. Looks like they sold off up here at the 180. 180 all the way down to 69. So what you're telling me is that it was 3 times bigger. It was a $100 billion company when they sold off. So for them to get value of 1.1 on a 19, I mean, what is that? 5%, but 5% of $100 billion is $5 billion. Private equity is making money off this deal. Who owns CoreWeave, guys? Mr. Jensen Hung. He owns CoreWeave, and CoreWeave magically pumps money in, and he had $11 billion last quarter, cash, and then he committed $6 billion, $7 billion to CoreWeave, and all the other billions that he says he hasn't given a dollar to yet. I don't think you have dollars to give. I think it's all bullshit. I think every headline they've said they're going to pledge to, I think it's bullshit. How much cash do you think they really have? I don't think they have the cash they say they have. I think they're like a check cashing place. I think they're just writing checks and floating them. That's what I think.
And for XAI, they've been all oversubscribed. So they certainly don't need our investment. Our investment is intended to enable us to deepen our partnership with several of the most consequential companies in history. It allows us to work very closely with them, support their growth, but most importantly, expanding our ecosystem.
I'm just saying, because you never know when payments get missed, and I know that payments stretch out and the credit goes way out, but this is just something that people are worried about. I know that you have really been so incredibly excited about basically the integrated AI world. What, though, because we've talked about that, what makes you so thrilled about it, but what worries you about a fully AI integrated world?
Well, the things that we have to start with is we have to make AI function safely. You know, things have to work well. If a car doesn't work well, it's unsafe. If a microwave doesn't work well, it's unsafe. And so the first thing that we have to do is make AI work really, really well. You know, one example is that it doesn't hallucinate, random things, that it's grounded in truth. one of the big breakthroughs of the industry in the last couple of years is how incredibly good the AI is about doing research whenever it's uncertain. It can go find the ground truth so that it functions properly. It reasons, it thinks. All of these things enable the AI to, number one, function safely.
And
As you guys might know or not know, AI is about a year away from teaching itself, like without any human interaction. When he used the analogy or the comparison to a car or a microwave, a car can still kill people based off of who's operating it. A microwave can still blow up things based off of who's operating it. And AI can still do these things depending on who's operating it. So yeah, just like they told you in the past, in the dot-com bubble, the internet's going to be the worst thing of this humanity. They're absolutely correct. It is. I mean, the internet's the worst thing that ever happened to people. It's the best thing too. It's absolutely great. Phenomenal. Changed your lives. Everybody does things easier, better, faster. But what do you see? You see people using the internet for evil, to dismantle humans, to create harm and fear, uncertainty and doubt. They manipulate you, they control you via the internet, what you consume, how you consume it, all of it. But yes, it made life easy. We can now scan our thumb and we can pay for things. We can order food to our home. We can do all of the things that make life easier, only if you're within that ecosystem. Wars are not fought invading countries. Wars are not fought launching soldiers over or even bomber planes. No. It's a kid playing a video game with a drone. That's the new war. That's the new world you live in. That's the internet. Now we're telling you that AI is coming out with limited restrictions. This is why people walk away from people like Sam Altman. Jensen Hung's enabling. The real messiahs, the real evil people that I see out there, I'm not trusting them. I don't trust Elon Musk. I don't. Because I don't think they know how bad it's going to get. You're not going to be able to control it. And if you can't control it, what happens to us? If it's so great and it's going to take over every job, good. Then what's it going to do? Is it going to buy the goods that you're trying not to buy? How are you going to survive? How are you going to make money? I mean, there's things that are about to happen. True fear. Maybe we should shut it down before it gets too crazy. Maybe it's just great building trove songs and going to work and using it for your, I don't know, your resumes. I don't know what you guys use it for, but I still teach. I still do things myself. 2 words that I'm trying not to use anymore are always and never. The word never, no such thing. The word always, there's no such thing. Because it's not always like that. That's never going to happen. You got to put a little bit more reality into this world. It's scary. I get it. We live it. But we're just talking finance right now. And these guys, in my mind, in my eyes, are delivering the evil that could just change the world. I know. I'm supposed to be a skeptic, or I'm supposed to be a believer, or maybe it's so good, it's so great. No. I'm closer to my faith today than I was then. But the market comes crashing down. Nobody cares. Bitcoin sold off $6,000 a coin today. And then you had this guy come on, Lee, and he says, it's going to go up to $250 by the end of the month. I mean, it's 10 days away. It's going to run. Where? I already told you who owns cryptocurrency. I'm telling you who owns this company and this stock. The people that own Nvidia are the people manipulating this market. We saw it rotate, guys. It rotated today and it rotates every time. I've seen Nvidia go from all the way high to all the way low instantly. lose $1 trillion in market cap, and nobody got fired. No headlines in the news. That's what tells me everything I need to know. Your company loses all of its market cap, or a fourth of it, or a third of it. People are on you, or the stakes are out. Pitchforks are going. That's not happening. It's like they plan it this way. China's gonna win, but we'll go over that in a minute. I'm just spitballing this shit off the top of my head.
Would you agree to support regulation on that?
Oh yeah, of course. Remember, AI is in the final analysis an application use case, and just as every healthcare product has regulation, every consumer product has regulation, every transportation product has regulation. Whatever industry, whatever use case, whatever application it is, it should be held up to the same regulations. Now enhanced for artificial intelligence, and so that's to regulate the end use of the app of AI, and to be mindful about applying regulation to the fundamental technology, because the technology wants to advance quickly so we could do all the things that I mentioned earlier, but the end use should surely be regulated.
Great to hear from you, Jensen. Thank you. I know it's been an incredibly busy time for you. That's not going to change, it feels like. We appreciate you coming on.
Thanks.
How oblivious is that? The end game should be regulated? How? I'd love to know that answer, Jensen, or maybe you're not smart enough to tell me. Let's go look at Nvidia. It's Nvidia, 4.39 trillion, already lost $700 billion in market cap. Don't tell anybody, please. I think it's just random. PEs are high. Let's go look at financials. The income statement, we'll go quarterly. So income's at $57 billion. Cost of revenue is nothing. It costs you nothing, apparently, to make these chips. And it's kind of weird, huh? Like, what is that? What was that? Margin. For the margin in quarter one to be at 60%, and then 72 and 73. But 73 is so different than 74, right? And here's why I say that. It's so different. You're like, it's not that different, Rand. So, no, it is. It is. No, I'm going to show you now. Okay, I'm sorry. I wasn't showing you. So, didn't make sense to me that they went to 60% on profit margin, and then out of nowhere, back up to 72 and 73, but it's still not going to be 74, 75, or 78, or 75, right? It's like the whole 2025 year versus 2026 year, which is the same, whatever. Why are margins coming down? Anybody ever really put their head on this? I'll tell you why. Jensen, the truth is why margins come down is because you don't have the want, the supply and demand. You don't have the demand that you claim you do. When margins come down, competition is here. You can't pick and choose your price anymore. You're losing it. And because you lost it by a percentage, 1% might be 2% next quarter, or 3% or 4%. At some point, the levee breaks. And that's what's happening when I see those numbers. That's the first thing I see when I think about Nvidia. Second thing I want to talk about is going to be here in their operating income. Operating income comes in at $36 billion. Like I told you, a rocket has a lot of parts. You only see the rocket. You don't get to see what's behind the rocket, in the juice of it all. Remember that they had, it was $11 billion, and now they naturally came up with $624 million in interest. $500 million in interest out of nowhere. And they're selling assets to get there, but the net income is going to be $31 billion, $5 billion more than last quarter. And when you look at that, Just know that they're pumping it themselves because we'll show you in the next sheet how they're doing it. Their free cash flow comes in at $22 billion on cash for the quarter. That crazy. I mean, they commit so much money, but they didn't pay any out, like you said. So where do you think they're going to get $100 billion from? I'm going to show you cash right here for the whole year, trailing 12, 31 plus 34, 35, 60-something million dollars. Just to give you another example, they haven't had $100 billion to give away in years total. I don't think they're trying to disguise it. Where else could they be getting it from? It's not there. But let's go. Let's go look at balance sheet. My favorite time. So cash is the same. Cash is the same. They're masking it with the short-term investments. So I didn't lose my mind. I was losing my mind when I saw $60 billion worth of cash. It's bullshit. The truth is, they had $22 billion worth of cash, free cash flow, yet the reserves are at $11 billion. Nothing materially changed here except for $4 billion. So where did the cash go? Where has the cash been going? Now, receivables, allegedly, that's where we're at. I mean, they got $5 billion more in inventory. Why are we hanging on to inventory? Why is inventory staying in-house? We've literally doubled our inventory in the span of a year. But because you're not throwing it out there, you can't get it out. No one's taking it. Nope. I'm looking everywhere. I know, debt's good, huh? Debt's really good to have. They can pay off their debt anytime, guys. You know how good they are, these guys? They have about $2 per share net cash and $4 on book. $4.89 on book. $4.89 on book looks good. Cool. Let's go check it out. $4, guys, by the way. GameStop is $13, $12 book. 3 times better. I'm just leaving it alone. Let it all figure itself out. So, goodness gracious, my throat is killing me, man. I don't know what's going on. Net income. That's awesome. Yeah, they're paying their executives. Here we go. Marketable securities. That's the one that really got me. Look at that from last year. So at least they're plugging their money away, hopefully. Total assets. Total current assets are there. 3 billion, 11 billion, 5 billion other assets. So they're massive. Look at $50 billion of assets have increased. 50 billion. These guys are rich. Liabilities, did they increase too? Oh, they did increase by 10 billion. So it's 5-1. It's not bad. Shareholder equity's there for sure. All right. I'm just checking it out real quick. I'm reading all the fine print here. Stock-based compensation. $1.6 billion. Ooh. God, could you imagine Ryan Cohen paying himself $1.6 billion to it'll never happen that way. Never happen. I'm so thankful. Shares repurchased. Oh yeah. $26 billion of shares repurchased. $26 billion. You guys want to know where the cash is? I was wondering where it was going. Look at that. 4.7 billion on paid out shares. They give them shares and then they buy back the float too. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Accounts receivable goes up by 3 billion and then the inventory goes up by 7 billion. 7.5. It's just sitting there on the books. That's crazy. Non-marketable equity securities purchased, not related. No, that's cash flow activities. They're not bad. Payments related to purchase, repurchase of stock. Look at this. $36 billion of buybacks. Share buybacks. $36 billion. With the B, brother. This is not cool. Fiscal year, there are no material changes, significant accounting practice policies disclosed. Yeah, what I said today was I wanted to get these guys to be running the country. The accountants for Nvidia, they got to run the country, man. There's just no way. How could they? I mean, they're running this company for nothing. And look at this. This is phenomenal. How about to have all that income and then just do share buybacks? That's crazy work to me. All right, I'm just reading real quick, see if I see anything that like net unrealized gains, investment publicly held equity securities held in period. Cool. They're making money. Corporate debt. Wow. 18 billion, 16 billion. That's nice. Okay. 42 billion. I'll stay out of all that. Less than a year. Let's see what it says here. The estimated fair value of the debt securities, including in cash equivalents, marketable security, 54 billion. Cool. 1 to 5 years. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Just seeing if I see anything that's crazy. What's this? Oh, yeah. So that's your write-off right there? 107 million, 416 million. That's it? Future expense. That's crazy. That means you guys hold nothing. Oh, look at this. In the first 9 months of fiscal year 2026, goodwill increased by 1.1 billion from acquisitions and was allocated to our compute and networking reporting unit. Hey, Dr. Michael Burry is going to win on this one, guys. I promise you. Finished goods, $6.8 billion in finished goods. So you got work in progress, 8.7, raw materials 4.2. Yet you claim you're selling $500 billion in commitments? Where? I see 19 with 6.8 finished that you can't deliver. Where is this demand? This is such a lie. This is such a lie, dude. Is this real? We refer to customers who purchase products directly from Nvidia as direct customers, such as add-in board manufacturers, distributors, original device manufacturers, ODMs, original device manufacturers. Okay, go. Cloud service, CPUs, and resources. 4 direct customers accounted for 22, 17, 14, and 12 of our accounts receivable balance. Holy shit. 4 people, 43, 65% of the companies that $30 billion they claim is accounts receivable. What the hell? No way. You mean to tell me receivable? This right here, 65% of it is 4 people. Oh my God. We got a problem, Houston. That's a concentrated bubble. And only, hey, guys, and only certain people can afford it. Oh my God. And look at that. 2 direct customers accounted for 33% of our accounts receivable balance as of January 26th, earlier this year. So earlier this year, they only had 33% locked up off of 2 customers. Now they added 2 more. And it's all the way to 65%. Oh my God. It's a recipe for disaster. Imagine only having 4 customers and going to the world and talking shit. Going to everybody saying, AI demand is crazy. There's AI is everywhere. Look at what we want to do. There's no way. No way, only 4 people. Sorry for all the super chats, guys. I got you. Crazy how they have Jensen Toxin now for Fox, for the boomer viewers. Yeah. Did you say 6, 7? So stupid. I said the market's crashing, man. Oh my God, guys. This is worse than I thought. There's no way. Four people making 65%? Holy shit. This economy's ruined. We're in trouble. They're lying to you. 500 billion. Okay, so let me get this right, Jensen. Help me out here. So there's receivables that are that still need to be done, right? $33 billion that magically increased your money. And you counted as profit already. And that's four people. How are those four people supposed to get you to 500 billion? Like, there's not enough microtransactions to get you to where you're going. But four people got you to 33 billion, or 65% of it. I don't think this is real. Well, what is that? Like $20 billion? That's it? 20 billion? Oh, my God. Revenue recognized. What? The following table shows the short and long diverted revenue during the first 9 months. Whoa. We recognize revenue of $650 first fiscal that included prior year end deferred revenue balance. It's nowhere near what they're saying. Guys, come on, dudes. This is $9 billion. It's nothing. Nothing. We recognize the revenue. Oh, this is going to be gross. You know, Ponzi schemes only last so long. You're going to run out of customers one day. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I want to read this. Changes to these agreements may result. Oh! Manufacturing, production, long-term supply and capacity, and other related commitments reflect long lead and cycle times for our current and future product architectures, whatever. We enter into agreements with contract manufacturers that allow them to produce inventory based upon our defined criteria. And in certain instances, these agreements are cancelable, able to be rescheduled or adjusted for our business needs prior to placing firm orders. Though changes to these agreements may result in additional costs, as of October 26, 2025, these commitments were $50 billion, of which substantially all will be paid through fiscal year 2027. Oh my God. Oh, dude. They're claiming the money up front, and it's not going to be paid till 2027. You think multi-year cloud service agreements commitments were $26 billion, of which 1666544 will be paid in fiscal years 2020. Not even now. 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31 thereafter, respectively. So nothing? Oh, dude, these guys are doing fairy tale dust. Investment commitments are $6.5 billion, including $5 billion in Intel Corporation, which is subject to regulatory approval. In the third quarter of 2026, we entered a letter of intent with opportunity to invest in OpenAI. In November 25th, we entered an agreement subject to certain closing conditions to invest up to $10 billion in Anthropic. Other commitments were $2.1 billion, which majority will be paid in fiscal year 2027. Oh my God. Okay, guys, listen. You have seen this market pump off of all of the news of all of this. And these commitments aren't till next year or 2027. And no one has paid a single dollar. Holy shit. This is a bubble. So this is what happened with Nvidia. I'm not Nvidia. This is what happened with Enron. So Enron got commitments from people to pay them X, Y, and Z, and then they never received a payment months later, years later, whatever it may be. But they claimed the revenue up front already because they're mark-to-market accounting. So these guys are claiming the whole thing already. If they would just listen to the letter of the law, they would just be like, you know what, we're only going to claim $1 billion. Like, they can't. They got to go sensationalize all this. There are no accrued contingent liabilities. Yeah. Contingent liabilities further loss range. No. Okay, right here. Capital return program. We purchased 70 million and 92 million shares of our common stock for $23.7 billion during the third quarter. Respectfully, what the hell? 36.7 billion, 26.2 billion. During the first 9 months, they are pumping their own stock. On August 26, 2025, the board of directors approved for an additional $60 billion in share repurchasing authorization without expiration. We were authorized to repurchase $62.2 billion. Now, through my birthday, November 14th, we repurchased 6 million shares for $1.1 billion pursuant to the repurchasing program. Yeah, because they don't have any cash, dudes. We paid cash dividends to our shareholders, $243 and $245. Nah, dude. Nope. This is sick. They're buying back shares with money that they don't even have. It's fake money. Who do they owe money to at this point? Look at computing and networking. You're going to tell me you made $50 billion on data centers and chips, $6 billion on graphic cards? Yeah, I believe that one. Holy shit. Oh, man. Absolutely crazy. It's phenomenal. Yep. Oh, man. All right. I'm done reading this shit. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Revenue from sales to customers headquartered outside of the United States accounted for 65% of the total revenue for the third quarter. Who in the hell are they selling to? I don't know why people are so like secretive. You're in trouble, bro. Look at this revenue. Only thing I believe is the gaming revenue. I don't believe compute or networking. With gaming, sure. Oh, man. All right, well, we're in trouble. Word to America, we're in trouble. We expect to commence leases with future obligations of $7.5 billion. Primarily the data center leases with lease terms of 1 year to 15 years. So, what are you claiming? This is why we read, guys. This is why we read. They don't have a single dollar. Net income. They didn't even real income, bro. This is some bullshit. Up 50. Yeah, networking revenue was 8.2 billion, up from a year ago. Sure. Show me who's writing these checks. That's what I want to know. Game revenue was up 30% a year ago and continued demand for Blackwell. Now, see, Blackwell for like regular GPUs, I could get with for like my PC, but I won't ever believe these guys. Never. It's going to happen. Well, somebody's going to trip and fall, and they're going to say, I'm slipping. I'm falling. I can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping. I'm falling. I got to get up. Got my back on the street so I can tear this shit up. You guys don't know DMX? It was Slipping. That was a song. The other one is How's It Going Down? It's on till it's on, and I got to know now. Is you with me or what? I knew this chick of 2015 and whatever her name is, Tamika. I knew it was because she went and she met her. She had a scarf on, looking for 11 size 7 and curls. It's 11 and pearls. Okay, here we go. On August 26, 2025, our board of directors approved. We did that part. We saw that. Okay, cool. So they're just buying back shares like stupid. Dumb. Total shares of common stock to be sold. 1 million shares, bro. You're going to make $200 million. This is so crazy. Oh, my God. These people make me sick. Yeah. Colette. This is the one I want to figure out. I want to figure her out more. I think when it's all said and done, she going to jail, bro. I think Colette is going to jail. I don't know her. This young lady right here is the richest CFO in the history of the history. Oh, she's rich. I don't know much about her, though. She might be my type, dude. Look at you. Check this girl out. Look at this. Billionaire business executive, CFO. Spouse David Kress. Wonder who David Kress is. Look at CFO of Nvidia. Her previous employers are Microsoft, Cisco, and Texas Instruments. They got a TI-85. She joined in 2013. She deserves all the money in the world. So the few, you guys like this. John Reese is CFO. It's a billionaire, British billionaire. And Safara Katz, billionaire from Oracle. She's ranked number 44, the most strongest, powerful women in the world. David Kress. Who's David Kress? I'm just curious. David Kress. Let's see this fool. That's her husband, bro? This is what she's got? Bro. Absolutely ridiculous. He's a chief strategist. For the basketball team at SMU? Who's this? The son? This is their son. It's gotta be. Look at this kid. God, that kid's gross. Dad? I don't know if that's the dad. We gotta find this guy, bro. How in the hell? Whoever her man is, we gotta find him. My God. All right, I'm done with that. I'm sorry. I'll get back to you guys. Sorry, guys. Wifey's home. I gotta get going. I can hear her now. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all the information, everything. You guys are supporting the channel. I got you. I saw some free memberships from Michael Venuti or somebody was killing it. I just want to say thank you again for all love and support. I'm going to try to read some of this chat on my way in. It says right here, bro, it's 4 a.m. in Denmark, and I'm here for it. Preach, Marantz. Awoken sheep. I'm doing my best. You know, put my notes away for the day. Trying to get ready for I'm gonna clean up and turn on some music. But I will tell you, it's not looking good for Nvidia. We knew about the circular finance. We knew about them investing into ARM Holdings, super microcomputers, them having related parties as well, investing into CoreWeave, investing into Oracle, or any other investment that invests right back into them. We've known about circular finance, and Jensen Hung didn't answer. He tried to sidestep it and say that there's a lot more bigger pile than just what they're doing, and it's the biggest crock of shit ever. I don't care if it's $1. I can't give money to somebody and then turn around and come back and give me the money that they owe me. I'm buying my own shit. But they keep doing it enough with enough receipts, and it looks like it's actual revenue. And that's how you get your valuations pumped. If I gave you $20, me personally, and then you turn around and buy shit from me with the $20, did I make anything? You gained, and you keep gaining. You gain valuation. I give you $20 more. You come back around and you buy even more. I give you $20, you buy a card. I give you 20 more bucks, you buy another card. And you keep buying cards until there's no cards left. Until I say, hey man, you got a lot of demand there. Now I get to go to the bank and say, look at all this orders I got. These guys bought every card I own. Truth is, it was just me doing it with my money, giving it to you to give it to you, just so that we can get valuations up. Because at the end of it all, I actually own your company. And when you get a bigger valuation, I go up in value. That's what's happening to this world. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I don't want to lose sight on what we do here. So I'm going to talk to you in a minute. You got me hooked on this song a while back when you played it. I know I did. But we're going to start the show in a minute. Just got to... Because like this is it, right? This song? Is this the one you're talking about right here? And Nvidia's not getting any payment till 2027, man. That's what they doing, man. Nvidia messing around, lying to the investment world. I want to thank everyone for supporting the show, doing what you do. Yes, we're pointing out the fraud on the Wall Street stock market. But the real fraud is GameStop. Don't ever be confused. Don't ever let it go unannounced. Everyone is hedging GameStop. I don't care if it's with Nvidia or with the next Mag 7 stock. Does not matter. GameStop is not an $8 billion company. They actually make $500 billion, $600 billion a year in profit. And you're going to tell me that you're only trading 14 times the profits? Somebody do that math for me. Because we're about to double our profit at the end of this year from $300 million to $600 million. And what does that mean? That means that our PE ratio of 27 is magically going to get to 13, 14, 15. Most undervalued company in the world. They have more cash, marketable securities, Bitcoin and cash, than their market cap. Guys, they don't owe money. No one's going to come looking for them. They have 0% coupon on all convertible bonds. Wall Street gave them money at a conversion rate of $30 a share, and those shares are trading for $19 today. You guys want to become millionaires? You want to get to the top of the mountain? Do a little bit something strange for a little bit of change. I know what you guys can do. Do it. Let's do it.
How many of us have them? Friends, ones we can depend on. Friends, how many of us have them? Friends, before we go any further.
Let's stop it.
Okay. There's always one dumbass in the crowd. Stops me from having a good time. No, the microphone hit my head didn't matter. So the question, while we were out there just having a good night dancing and feeling good, is from Penton One Production. P1P. Listen to me. This is your third day in a row coming to this chat. I've never met you a day in my life. But once again, you say the dumb shit. No, I know they erased the message. I don't need it erased. I'm going to read it. He says, is there any particular reason you only invest into GameStop and never looked at other brick and mortar or even stocks like Costco, not at current valuation, but before? I mean, do you live under a rock? Why? You used the word never. Do you realize what you said? You said never looked at other brick and mortar. I've been I've been on YouTube for 4.5 years. Over 4,000 videos. Tell me if you've seen them all. How do you get to say never? How's that fair to me? Costco at 200 was a great buy. Went below 40, then treated well. A lot of other brick and mortars have done it exceptionally. When was Costco at 200? You're talking about 10 years ago? Because I was buying it. I've been buying it for over a decade. I sold it at 900 plus. I've got the record to prove it. I've got all my receipts. No, you used the word never. You said I never look at other brick and mortar. I have literally done a breakdown of every brick and mortar company that exists in America. Top to bottom on this channel in front of everybody. Valuation, not given fruitful for GameStop, not given the true valuation, metrics you want to measure. What do you want to talk about? What do you think is better than GameStop? What company am I missing? Oh, is it Costco? The one where Charlie Munger died, the board of director died? Okay, cool. The one that's had 3 CEOs in the last 7 years? Okay, cool. The one that the chairman of the board is Tony Hamilton, who actually ran Blackstone or is a senior executive partner with Blackstone for X amount of years since 1985. Maybe I should be invested into Costco, huh? Maybe I should be invested into the company that is expanding 30 stores plus a year with zero leadership and management available to actually fill those stores. Knowing that it takes anywhere from 25 to 30 managers to fill up a store, and you need to have culture, you need to have experience. But we're going to put 400 employees into a new store every time. 400 times the 30 stores would be what? 1,200 new employees? No, 12,000 new employees. Then you have to think about this. All the employees that are retiring because the stock price hit 900 and everyone's a millionaire instantly. Sure. Now they leave. Now where does the culture go? What company are you invested in again? A company that was cyclical, a company that went 40-year run, and now everyone's retiring and we're looking at new people. Like a CFO that comes from Kroger and goes into your company and changes the culture. That should be an investment that we all consider because of metrics and numbers. I see a spaceship, but do I know all the parts? I'm trying to teach people, and you're not learning. You see GameStop, and you don't know all the parts. I know all the parts. I built this shit. Look around you, P1P. You don't have a place to hang out during the week. If I'm not live, where are you hanging out? What are you watching? What are you learning? What are you consuming? We can talk brick and mortar all damn day, bro. Pick one. I'll pick it apart. I'll fuck your world up. I know more about retail, real retail, full contact retail than most anyone in the country. And I just happen to have a YouTube channel. Let's talk. Did it the highest levels. Did it myself. So I know what I want to invest in. I respect everything GameStop does because I understand what they're doing. I spit that shit. Could you imagine going up to a doctor and arguing with them about practices of medicine? You would feel ignorant, wouldn't you? You'd be like, oh, no, man. I can't talk to a doctor about medicine, his practice. You're going to come over here and talk to me about retail? How about marketing and sales? We can do that one too. I'm sitting in here giving out courses for free and I don't even charge for it. Step into my world one day. Better yet, just kiss the ring on the way in. It's GameStop or nothing, dude. GameStop or nothing. Which one of those companies is trading at cash? Which one of those companies can generate cash? You got a downgrade on Target. A downgrade on Target while TJ Maxx and Walmart blew the numbers out. Why? Because people are shopping at discounts. Not at full dollar retail. Nope. My personal favorite is Walmart, but I used Costco as an example because it's another one. I mean, what is this? Your personal favorite is Walmart? You just go pick the number one retail company in the world? Let's just do that one. It's not an investment. That's riding the wave of everyone else. And you will go with the market however it chooses to go. You want to find an undervalued company? He can't join the Discord, guys. He's blocked and banned. I'd ask a doctor the same way I'm asking you. Don't take it as an attack. You're completely wrong. Doctor comes to you and says, "Hi, you feel a pain in your foot?" And doctor's going to go, "Do you feel any pain here?" And you go, "No." And then he goes, But you feel pain right here?" And you go, "Oh, yeah." And guess what you do? You go, "Oh shit, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. I believe him. He's a professional." Then I explain to you margin. I explain to you private label. I explain to you logistics and final delivery. I explain to you merchandising 101. I explain all of this to you. And rather than you saying, "Oh my God, he's a professional, he understands it," you say, why do you never talk about, why don't you, what? Stop coming to me with a back pain, bro. I can't teach you things. I can't because you're not willing to learn. I have never, the word is never, sold a single share of GameStop. The same way I said I didn't like it above 30, I keep buying below. It's not like I'm here hating. No, because all you same guys are the ones bragging, GameStop's in the 19, it's 19 now. No, it's 19.99, bro. It's 20 flat. Okay. Let me tell you something about not buying at 30 versus 20. I'll remind you about that. I'll remind you. Because you think there's a difference between 30 and 20. I got people won't buy at 22 going all in at 1990. Dummies. You're going to find out. You're going to find out the hard way. Every price is good. You're nowhere near it. This is not a real valuation. $10 billion, $8 billion, $9 billion. Are you kidding? Give me 100. Give me 200 billion, 300 billion. I'll be here. Stock's going to be $300 a share. $300 a share, it's a $150 billion company. So, it's going to be higher than that. You just don't know it. You just have to see it first. My GME average is 25. I don't care to admit that. Well, then you're full of shit. You're just full of shit, dude. You're in here telling people that you thought it was overpriced at 30, and it's a great price at 20, 19. You won't buy it at 30, but you buy it at 19. Your average is 25. My average is 23. I buy it everywhere. Roaring Kitty's average is 23. How does a Roaring Kitty and I have the same average? Because we buy it everywhere. I ain't got that much money into it. But you know what I do have? I have this idea for you. Why don't you go sit down and stop talking in the chat every night for the last 3 nights? And learn something, man. Don't question me the way you question me. I'm this close, P1P. I'm this close to banning you for life, and you'll have nowhere to hang out on the internet. This close, dude. And it's not because you're not a good guy. It's not because you don't believe in GameStop. It's because you don't know when to keep your mouth shut. There's a sense of decorum here. respect for the dudes who actually do the work. You're not one of those dudes. You're not a made man. You're just a dude with a keyboard. And you know what you're going to tell me? Marantz, you're just a guy with the camera and a microphone. I might be. But I might be a lot more than that. To some, I am. To some people, we're the backbone of this shit. We're the reason we keep holding. We're the reason we keep buying. We're the conviction you might have needed one day when you thought the markets were telling you the truth. It's not trying to hear your opinions, dude. That's not it. Are you married? P1P, are you married, bro? Answer that question. I'd love to do this. The fund I work for keeps us investing in BlackRock, Blackstone, Nvidia, Microsoft. There you go. Who the fuck are you? I got 2 kids, a wife and a dog. I'm a simple man. No bullshit. Does your wife ever ask you, how do I look in this dress? What's your answer? Is she questioning you? Or is it an elegant way to ask you for a compliment? That's dialogue. That's how you ask a question. Do I look fat in this? Nah, babe. You just got a fat ass. Is that it? How do you answer that? Does she look fat? Nah, babe. Are you kidding? You're the most gorgeous woman in the world. I knew you were going to look good in that dress when you put it on. When I saw it on the bed, just laying out there, I was like, damn, I can't wait to put it on so I could take it off of you. You get to say whatever the hell you want. But it's all about how you ask. How she asked. Huh. It's all about how you ask. Why don't you never, ever do that? It's like, who the fuck, bro? Don't ever question me, bro. I'm going to tell you one last time for the last 3 days. Stop questioning me. Stop questioning my direction, my loyalty, what I'm all about. Because I was the only one for the last half a century, half a decade, whatever the hell it's been. I'm the only one that called out every single pump and dump. I'm the only one that stuck true to my guns and bought GameStop when nobody would. I was the only one saying it's a profitable company when everybody said I was full of shit and I didn't know how to read a balance sheet. I was the only one saying it's going to do the things it's doing today. I was the only one. No hidden messages, no emojis, no memes, just me and a fucking space helmet. And you? Well, you can just sit right back down.
Now my boots and things, about to step out the house and heard the telephone ring. Let's see what time.
At the tone, the time will be 8:59 and 10 seconds.
9 o'clock in the morning, yes, I got dressed. Thought about my girl with the big fat breast. So I called her up and asked, could I see her today? She said, okay, so I said, I'll see you, Shantae. Hung up the phone, then I threw on my clothes. I pulled some tissue off the road, blow the boogers out my nose. Put on my chain and my boots and things. About to step out the house and heard the telephone ring. I grabbed the telephone just to see what was up. She said, give me the place and time and we could hook up. I said, okay then, why don't you meet me in the park at 4:45, cause at 6 it get dark. She said she didn't mind, okay, it's on. So I grabbed my Stanley's jacket, then I hung up the phone. I stepped out the house, smiling and grinning, saying to myself, hot damn, I'm winning. Oh, what shall I do? Sitting in the park, waiting for you. Oh, what shall I do? Shall I slap the trick until a tramp is through? me, she said I was cute. But all I thought about was just knocking her boots. I thought about doing it with no hesitation. Now I'm sitting in the park just waiting. Now I talked to this girl for about 2 weeks, and I've been many places and seen many freaks, but this girl was just fly. Her body good looking, I was a fish just flapping, and she was like hooking. I got to know her by spending some time. She gave me things of hers for some things of mine. Everything was going good, couldn't nothing go better. Anything she wants to do, I see will just let her. Wasn't like them other brothers trying to screw her up. I would rush her to the mall and straight coat do her up. Have a drink when she by my side. I want the girl to look good when she rolling in my ride. But 3 weeks later, I noticed a change. Something wasn't right, she was acting kinda strange. Took some money out my stash and stuffed it in her purse. She thinking things are getting bad, man, it's gonna get worse. Well, look like I got myself a few problems. By me being high C, you know I'm gonna solve them. She ran out the house and broke down the street. Stopped to buy some crack for my homeboy Pete. I couldn't believe what I was told. He gave a freak double up for a thick piece of gold. So I creeped up on the girl and said, yeah, I caught you. And by the way, where's the link aboard you? Now this girl must have lost her mind. Scraping up dough with some things of mine. I wanted to beat her, better yet stomp her. Break out the 12 gauge and full of buckshots pump her. But I said, no, forget it, I'ma chill. This girl need help, she's mentally ill. She started to trip, she got to spin in my grip. So I just had to rip the pipe out her lips. She cried.